Hi, it's V, and I'm going to give you a short demo of how the customer support AI agent works. Really short, and then I'm going to show you how I built it so that you can build one for yourself. Now, first, let's demonstrate it. And I'm going to show this with our own customer support agent that I built for MyStoryPro customer support. So let's send it to support at MyStoryPro AI. And let's use something very typical. I think that anybody who has a SaaS product or a service, and then during tax season, people always want to have receipts or invoices that they need for doing their taxes. So let's do something like that. Invoice or receipt needed. Hi team, it's tax season, and to do my books, I need to receive any invoices or receive from payments that I've made to you. Can you please tell me how I can find them in my account or send them to me in an email? Thanks. And by the way, I'm using wisprflow AI here to do speech to text because I just spend way too much time typing. All right, perfect. Here we have the emails, tax season, I need to do my books, blah, 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 payments, etc. Okay, now I'm going to send this. Now it's going to take about 1 or 2 minutes until I receive a response. So I'll pause it so you don't hang out here with me for a minute. And here it is. We immediately got an answer from support. Thanks for reaching out about your invoice and receipt. I want to confirm received your email. That's what I told it that it has to do. It's also at the same time a confirmation. And I will help you point you in the right direction. And there it is. Here it explains exactly how I can get my own receipts inside the MyStoryPro AI tool. And also says that if, like in a special case, a human would reach out if they needed it in that specific case here. And what also added is that it's an AI generated response, because I like to be transparent, and I also encourage everyone else to do it because it feels more authentic, and I think people appreciate that instead of pretending that this is an actual human responding. But yeah, I solved this problem immediately. No human interaction here is needed. I probably don't even have to reply unless I fall into this special category here. But yeah, that's it. I'm happy, and the customer is happy, and the humans on the other side are happy because they don't need to answer and deal with this. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to build this. And you can do this with any AI agent builder. My tool to go is Lindy.ai. That's this one here. And it is basically the Zapier of agents. And if you're unfamiliar with Zapier, Zapier is a tool that creates automations in general, and it can connect any app on the internet. And it was one of the first. And it's very rarely that you find that you don't find an app on that platform. And Lindy is now that, but for AI agents. So it's a general purpose AI agent. You can basically create an agent for anything here. There are specialized agents for specific industries, but this one is like the general one, a really good place to start. And I'm going to show you how mine looks inside. This is not a Lindy tutorial. I'm just going to give you a very short glimpse. But if you spend some time creating an account and they have a demo too, then you will be able to build what I'm going to show you now. Okay, so this is basically the intestines or the brain of the AI agent, the customer support AI agent. And it looks a little bit like a normal automation that if you're familiar with Make or Zapier, you might have seen this before. But there are conditions built in here, and sometimes little steps where AI has to analyze and think about whether it makes sense to respond, or analyze whether it needs to respond to a specific email. Because you probably wondered what happens if I or someone else from my team sends an email to the support inbox. but we've taken care of that. So the first one is the trigger email received, obviously, where you then have to connect your email inbox. And then when it receives the email, it will read it, understand it, and then it will go to, oh my God, it's getting dark behind me. And then I have connected a knowledge base. And in this knowledge base, it's basically just a Google Doc with an FAQ. And there's any possible question that a customer has asked us in the past listed and the appropriate answer. In this case, very specific to MyStoryPro. And you connect other sources. I have also connected the sales page. If anyone ever maybe asks a specific question, or the FAQ, like special difference when people make a sales decision, but that usually doesn't happen to the support inbox. But still, you can connect whatever source you want that the AI will read through and get the information to reply. And then I added here the condition, and if I click here, I added only go down this path if the email is not from one of the following email addresses. And here is where I can make sure it doesn't reply to anyone from the team. And also here, very important, or any email address that starts with no reply, or just newsletters and information from other companies, but not actual customer questions, concerns, or feedback. So here you see it's important for the AI to reason and understand, okay, and read through the email and make the decision to not reply. If you don't add this, you will send a lot of emails to all of your newsletters and all of these no reply, no response, or whatever emails. So that's very important. And all the emails you don't want to reply to. Otherwise, it can get expensive. Okay, I won't get deep into like which model to use, etc. If you want to know more about it, let me know and I can point you the right direction. And if there's enough demand, I might even record a tutorial or a workshop building this together. Let me know if you're interested, because I might actually do it. And then, well, you have the reply here, the response here. And here the same, you connect the email and body, you can write your prompt. And this is where you also give it a role, where you can describe how you want it to answer and what tone of voice and etc. Replies. And then I can decide here, what do I do after the email is sent, if there's any follow-up. For example, I could decide here whether after the email is sent, I could decide to leave a notification in a Slack channel so that the customer support team knows, okay, there was an interaction. I chose not to, because otherwise we would get to me, and we check the inbox twice a day anyway. And here you can decide what happens when the customer replies to the email that was sent from the AI. Now, for other clients, I've built in the possibility to also respond, but here I've chosen that I don't want them to have ongoing conversations back and forth, because once one email was sent and then there wasn't any immediate solution provided, or maybe something doesn't work, then we're really new. Our product is new, so that's the moment when I want a human in the loop. So I decided that the AI shouldn't. So I added a condition after reply received. Only go down this path if this was the first email. Do not reply if you already answered this email previously or any interaction has happened already. And it works. It won't answer. So this is it. Very brief overview, and feel free to copy this, to build this, to ask me any question. I've built the same thing multiple times for different clients, and it's always a little bit different. Everybody has different requirements and wants specific things to happen. This one is a very basic one. We didn't want any additional actions beyond simply supporting, replying, giving a solution the first attempt. And people ask me often is, but what if there's no information in the knowledge base? Will the AI just make up stuff, or how does it work? And for that, you need to make sure that in this section, responding to email, that in the system prompt here, that you write exactly that they only have to refer to information that you have in the knowledge base. And if they don't find the information, then they have to forward this to a human and let the person know that they couldn't help them with this information, but they will forward the information to a human, and a human will reach out in X amount of time. And in this case, in this flow, we decided that we are not going to follow up, because we want to also, as a human, review every respond the AI sends, because it's still delicate, so we don't 100% trust. We're still checking the emails that have been sent and see, okay, we can close the ticket, or maybe we need to reach out, because it can happen that the AI makes a mistake and then we can go in and correct it. But luckily it hasn't happened. But if you want that it automatically gets forwarded or added to a project management tool, which many of my clients want, then you can add it here after send. You can add another condition that if the AI wasn't able to find the information inside the tool, which you can add here, then there would be a step to forward it to the project management tool. But this is probably going too deep into this. But if you want to know how you could now also add the step that if the bot cannot respond and you don't want to manually review the email sent, you can also add another step that a new task is created and assigned to a human in your project management tool. But for that, I'm going to make another video, because this is really only about the basic setup to erase the first step of helping probably most of the support requests and take care of them.